Low below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean. Still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge and wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heavens and our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on, greet the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home.
Good morning and happy Sunday. You have found yourself at the Throop live stream worship. We're so glad you're here. Were you swaying to Blue Boat Home as you were listening to Megan do that beautiful rendition of one of my favorite hymns? Come into our house of hope and love, of peace and justice, of wholeness and healing. Come in where we welcome the certain and the seeking, the lifers and the newcomers, the beloved and the brokenhearted. All of you can find a home here at Throop, where we go love the world from the heart of Pasadena and from the very heart of our homes. This morning, I want to thank Lynn Sexton, Throop lay leader, lay preacher, for bringing a message of hope and inspiration to us today. A big thanks to Megan for being at the piano and blessing us with her beautiful voice. And you cannot see him, but Brad Wallace, he's personing the cameras and the live stream. And if it weren't for him, you would not be joining us today. So give Brad a shout out in the chat. If you are new to us, we would love to stay in contact with you. There's an online guest book, and it's possible that the link for that is going to show up in the chat. We do have an online order of worship, and Brad is putting that into the chat. And there's some announcements at the end of that order of worship about ways to stay connected. I am feeling very hopeful that before long we're going to be in person again. And living into that hope, I'm planning to host a newcomers social February 13th from 3 to 5. Let's see if we can make it happen, everybody. Stay safe out there. And also, it's because of your generous donations that we are able to do this live stream today. So many of you gave generous donations to our ACT grant, and all of that went to fund the live stream. And if you're in a position in your life where you can offer a financial donation today to help support the ministries of the church, you'll see the online giving link and the text to give link there in the order of worship. So friends, welcome. And each one of us is a light in the world, and the flame from our chalice symbolizes and reflects that light.
Our time together in worship is intimately connected with our daily lives. As a symbol of that connection, we light our chalice with words from Lois E. Van Leer. We light this chalice not because we must, but because we may. We light this chalice not because we have the truth, but because we each come bearing and seeking many truths. We light this chalice in connection across culture, distance, class, and language. We light this chalice that our religion may be a beacon of light, hope, and justice. We light this chalice to kindle our hearts and minds. We light a second candle to honor the people and ancestors whose lands we now occupy. The land under and around Throop was once, and still is, the home of the Gabrielino Tongva Band of Mission Indian people. May this knowledge and awareness lead us into seeking justice and equality for all. We light a third candle, symbolizing our watershed, the Arroyo Seco. May their waters continue to nourish life in our communities. We take a moment of silence, holding all of these in our hearts.
Gather the Spirit, harvest the power. Our separate fires will kindle one flame. Witness the mystery of this hour. Our trials in this light appear all the same. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion, and strength. Gather to celebrate once again. Gather the spirit of heart and mind. Seeds for the sowing are laid in store. Nurtured in love and conscience refined, with body and spirit united once more. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then. Gather in hope, compassion, and strength. Gather to celebrate once again. Gather to celebrate once again.
And as we Gather together once again, not together in this space, which I know is disappointing for some of us, but we are indeed gathered together. We share words that are a connecting thread for those of us at Throop. It's our promise to our planet. And if you have the online order of worship, you'll see those words in there. I know some of you don't need to see it written down. They are emblazoned on your heart at this point. And however you choose to recite them, please let's say them together. As members of the family of living beings on earth, we are guided by the Unitarian Universalist principle of respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. With hearts filled with love for it, eyes nurtured by its beauty, and minds ruminating on ways to protect its sacred and scarce resources, we promise to nurture the well-being of all life and of the planet itself.
There is an elemental love in the universe, by which name we know each other and encourage ourselves to live. There is a silver river that connects everything, from which some part of us never leaves. There is a mercy making its way up through the ocean of the earth to the shores of our feet. There is a music so sweet, it is almost unbearable, that is composed between the ear and the heart, which reminds us. There is a diamond gillet, a seed of longing in ourselves that recognizes the potential absence of gravity in one another. There is a part of us that says it's never too late to be reborn, or the in-breath of each morning. Somewhere, there is a basket that contains all of our failures. It is a big basket. It wants to know what to do with these. Mercy has no use for them.
Where gentle tides go rolling by along the salt sea strand, the colors blend and roll as one together in the sand, and often do the winds untwine and send their distant call, the quiet joys of humankind when love embraces all. But we have come to plow the tides, the oat lies on the ground. I hear their fires in the field, they drive the stallion down. And roses bloom both light and dark, the winds do seldom call. The running sands recall the time when love embraces all.
this Sunday when we gather together, connected by spirit and relationship, yet gathered at a distance. I offer you all a blessing in the pause. So gather in, get close to the screen so you can feel this blessing come to you. Let whatever is tugging at your spirit fall away, if only for this moment. Imagine yourself opening up and softening, and let this blessing from me to you find its way to your heart. Love embraces all, and that means you. Whoever you are, and however you are feeling about yourself and the world this morning. This love embraces all of you. It embraces your exhaustion and fear, your disappointment and despair and doubt. This love embraces all of you. It seeps into your skin, travels along your bones, finds the places in you most in need of healing and embrace. This love that embraces all of you asks for nothing, only that you accept it in your life, beckoning you toward the new dawn. This love that embraces all of you asks for everything. It asks that you notice the way the morning sunlight illuminates the leaves, that you let the birds' song enter into your consciousness, that you honor the wholeness and holiness of every being, and that includes you. Love embraces all, and that means you, your vulnerability, your strength, wisdom, passion, your hope. However you are navigating this pandemic pause, may this love bring you fully into today and eagerly anticipating tomorrow. I love you all.
There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my soul, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my heart. There's a river flowing in my heart, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my heart. There's a river flowing in my mind. There's a river flowing in my mind, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my mind.
Thank you, Megan. Wow. Here we are again on the precipice of yet another year. We are coming out of all that the darkness does to us, and we are headed towards more light. If you have been with Throop Church for some time now, you've likely caught on to the fact that these are the folks that you want in your corner when the going gets tough. And if you haven't sorted that out yet, let me suggest to you that you have found a special community indeed. It is not made special by this building, lovely though it is, nor the fabulous stained glass windows. They are the products of our ancestors, and they tell stories to those who will listen. They are the byproducts of love. The love of a universe that will not let us go, and our love reflected back in a loop and redirected towards our fellow travelers, be they persons, animals, or our earth. For some of us, the beginning of the year and Epiphany season calls us to reflect on the direction of our lives and what we hope for from the coming year. When we desire change, the biggest question is, what am I going to do about it? I want action. Surely, the only remedy for winter blahs is action. There are some things which you can control through an act of will. You can say, I embrace this wholeheartedly. Or you can say, I will not accept this. It will not be. And once you decide it, it is so. English playwright, novelist, and short story writer Somerset Maugham said, if you insist on nothing but the best, you very often get it. There are times when our expectations have great power over how things go, especially when we use our expectations for good. Employers, parents, and teachers often attest to this power. Personally, there are expectations and direct actions that I can take to improve my lot, and it can be a fairly straightforward path. But sometimes, the more I struggle to force change, the more of a muddle I create. Not everything works on our own timetable. These past 2 years, you may have noticed this. Wisdom is knowing when people and things are beyond our control. So very often, the only thing I can control is me. It does not take Sherlock Holmes or even Watson to let you know when your willful approach to a problem is not working. Even the most casual observer can see that some barriers cannot be moved simply by pushing against them. But what to do? Our monthly theme for January is rest and surrender. I suspect that you know that that does not always come naturally. Sometimes it requires a bit of a nudge, perhaps from our third principle, acceptance of one another and encouragement to spiritual growth in our congregations, acceptance and encouragement of ourselves and one another. Your strongest personal images may spring to mind. For me, it involves images of water. I find my center by doing aqua aerobics, now for more than 2 decades, thank you. So water images tend to resonate with me in a deeply personal way. Here are some of my favorites. In the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu writes, "The supreme good is like water, which nourishes all things without trying to." Spirit, like water, nourishes me without actively trying to do so. Simply by its presence in my life, the nourishment occurs. Being in or near water fills me with peace, and my most natural inclination is to go towards it. So it can be with spirit. Alan Watts, one of the leading interpreters of Eastern philosophies for the West, said, "To have faith is to trust yourself to the water. When you swim, you don't grab hold of the water, because if you do, you will sink and drown. Instead, you relax and float." Anyone who remembers trying to learn to swim may recall that relaxing and floating were not their most intuitive responses to being a novice in the water. But relaxing is the best way to float, and then to swim. It may have taken the encouragement of a trusted instructor to make that possible. As an aqua aerobics instructor, I had quite a few students over the years who were initially terrified of the water, but they understood the benefits of water exercise. These students had my deepest respect for trying something new. I did not teach them to swim, but I did teach them how to stand in the water and exercise. I had them start at the edge of the pool and only do what felt safe to them. As they gained confidence, I encouraged them to come away from the edge, but said that they could return to the edge anytime they needed to. I helped them determine the depth of water most effective for them. Eventually, most of those students became quite brave and very active participants. They enjoyed great benefits from their efforts. We do this for one another as part of a UU community. We encourage one another not to experience our particular truths, but to have their own experience of the water. There is a Japanese proverb that says, "You never enter the same river twice." I think of this every time I enter a pool and every time I enter a sanctuary. No matter how well I know my surroundings and my friends, something is always changing. So at the beginning of yet another year of wading into the unknown, what is the best approach? Alan Watts said, "The only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance." Now and again, we may find ourselves holding onto the edge of the pool for dear life. Occasionally, we doggy paddle. Sometimes, we swim. At times, we need to float and let the water do the work. But I do want you to know today that you have a family here at Throop that will encourage you as you dance in the water.
For all that is our life, we sing our thanks and praise. For all life is a gift, which we are called to use to build the common good and make our own days glad. For needs which others serve, for services we give, for work and its rewards, for hours of rest and love, we come with praise and thanks for all that is our life. For sorrow we must bear, for failures, pain, and loss, for each new thing we learn, for fearful hours that pass, we come with praise and thanks for all that is our life. We sing our thanks and praise, for all life is a gift, for which we are called to use and build the common good, and make our own days glad.
Our chalice is extinguished. We carry its light with us in everything we do. Friends, if you find yourself today, if you're hanging on to the edge of the pool, if you are fearlessly doggy paddling, if you have long strokes taking you quickly to the other end of the pool, or if you are just letting yourself relax and be held by the water wherever you are in your journey, we have all been in that place too at some point in time. And as Lynn reminded us, we are here to hold each other through all that is our lives. I love you all. Go out and love the world. Amen, and blessed be.
Let it be a dance we do. May I have this dance with you through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance. Let a dancing song be heard. Play the music, say the words, and fill the sky with sailing birds. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Learn to follow, learn to lead. Feel the rhythm, feel the need. To reap the harvest, plant the seed. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance we do. May I have this dance with you through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance. Everybody turn and spin. Let your body learn to bend. And like a willow with the wind, let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. A child is born, the old must die. A time for joy, a time to cry. Take it as it passes by. Let it be a dance. Morning star comes out at night. Without the dark there is no light. If nothing's wrong, then nothing's right. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance we do. May I have this dance with you through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance.
Beautiful.
I had to have some fun with that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you,
Thank
Brad.
you.